Hello, I'm Dr. Kim Duramo. Welcome to MindBody TV. This is episode 2 of our summer series, Back to Basics with MindBody Medicine. We are using the tools from my best-selling book, The MindBody Toolkit, and reviewing the foundation of what is mind-body medicine. How does the body heal itself? How are the mind and body connected? And how can you activate powerful self-healing anytime, anywhere, wherever you are? And this week, we're going to be talking about how changing your thoughts changes your health. So welcome. I would love to hear where you're tuning in from. This is a pre-recorded summer series because right now I'm on vacation with my family, and I will be tuning in to interact and say hello and answer any questions. But I'm probably on the beach or playing somewhere in a playground or who knows where. So I'm pre-recording this, so it's really easy for me to continue to share at our regular spot at 11 a.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday, but also be on my vacation with my family. So welcome. If you missed last week's, which was really the foundation of mind-body medicine, the foundation of conscious medicine, what is a real rational practice with the full understanding that the body is pure energy, that our mind and body are connected, and that our thoughts are creative and generative and impact every cell, even all the way down to our DNA. So if you didn't watch that one, you can go back. It is recorded. They're all recorded. And you can watch that video as well. So anyway, today we're going to jump right in. How do our thoughts impact our health? Well, way back decades ago in the 70s and 80s, there were a lot of studies that started to show that the way we think actually has a physiologic impact and a really powerful impact on our health. And so, it wasn't really in mainstream medicine, but there were more and more bodies of research showing that, in fact, all these systems that we thought were separate are, in fact, connected, and that every thought we have generates neurologic responses, chemical responses, physiological responses, and those affect every cell in our body. And so our immune system, our gut, our endocrine system, which is all of our hormones and chemical messengers that go throughout the body, and virtually every part of our body is in fact affected by our thoughts. And so the study of psychoneuroimmunology was born. It's gone on and greatly expanded from there. And this is now becoming more and more understood in the mainstream. So as a physician, I have shared this and studied this for many years because I myself suffered from a really severe autoimmune disorder. I had learned all this stuff about mind-body medicine, but then when it came time to healing myself, it was kind of a nightmare. I tried to sort of like white knuckle it. I can't let this get me down. I've got to overcome this. I understand that my thoughts are somehow creating this, and I can't let this overcome me. But then that's kind of just another battle. What happens when you battle your body? You both lose. That's because every thought you're having is transmitted physiologically, so therefore autoimmune against your own body. And so I created my book, the MindBody Toolkit, to put together not only the science of mind-body medicine, but the tools. Like, great, my body can heal itself, but what do I do about that? How do I actually activate and cultivate that power? And this is exactly what I did to massively shift that whole autoimmune disease with like chronic fatigue and a severe pain syndrome, to resolve it completely within a very short time. Okay, so the whole premise of this is that our thoughts carry a vibrational frequency. They actually have an energy quality, a vibrational quality that can be measured up to 8 to 10 feet away from our physical body. In fact, the Institute of Heart Math, the Heart Math Institute, has a lot of equipment that has been able to pick up on this and demonstrate this scientifically, and it's really fascinating. So if you have the thought of, it's okay, everything's all right, I'm at peace, it's okay what's happening in my body, and you tune in, that's a different vibrational frequency. If you have the thought, oh my God, oh no, is it cancer? Is it this? Is it that? Or like I was doing over and over when I would have that pain come back. Oh God, no, everything I'm doing isn't working. It's so hopeless. That would be a different vibrational frequency. And what we've seen scientifically is in that first frequency, it ignites a neurologic response in the body that leads toward healing. That's called the parasympathetic nervous system or the relaxation response. There are chemicals, there are physiologic changes, there are hormones that shift in favor of health and repair. In the second scenario, right? Oh no, not again. It's hopeless. I'm helpless. Nothing's working, right? That sort of victim-y, contracted state has the opposite effect. A lot of inflammatory cascade, a lot of stress hormone, cortisol, all of the things that lead to greater wear and tear and greater degeneration in the body and greater disease. So it's actually contributing to and creating that underlying process, which is why the harder I tried to heal myself, the worse and worse and worse I got, the more complex my situation became, until finally there were all kinds of lab changes in my white blood cells and my immune factors, and I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. So what can we do? A lot of people, you may have heard of affirmations, where you go in and you just say, it's okay, I'm healthy, everything's all right. And I did that as well. But there's certain factors that will have that be activated and like really potent in your body to have those thought frequencies actually have a powerful physiologic impact, versus they're just thoughts and they don't end up really having any physiologic impact at all. And I'm over and over trying to like think positive, but it really isn't working. So we want to talk about the difference there. What we've seen scientifically is that what actually creates the physiologic changes, the chemical changes, and ignites the potency of healing isn't just the thought. It's when the thought activates an electromagnetic shift, right? Your body is vibrational. You are made of pure energy. We can measure that electromagnetic field and the frequency of it 8 to 10 feet away from your body, and it will correlate with the quality of your thoughts, your emotions. And so how do we ignite an electromagnetic shift in the body? It's really easy. We let ourselves begin to feel the emotion of it. So try this with me right now. We're going to go first in the first state, which is like the stress state. And maybe it's familiar to you. You can comment here to share like, oh yeah, that's been going on in my system. I'm really familiar with that. So I want you to first feel this. And don't worry, we're going to sort of like dissolve that after. But I just want you to close your eyes and feel in your body, right? Oh, it'll never be okay. It's hopeless. I'm trying and trying. Nothing's working. This doesn't make sense. What's this fluffy blonde girl even talking about? She doesn't know my plight, right? These are all thoughts. They are ideas, but they carry a frequency. So I want you just a little to dip in to letting yourself feel the frequency of those thoughts. And it's a very simple answer: heavy or light? Do you feel a sense of vibrance and joy, or do you feel a sense of dread and a heaviness? You're just letting yourself register the awareness of the quality of those thoughts. Now, if you're driving or you're multitasking and listening to that, to what I'm saying, you might not activate that. So you're like, I don't feel anything when you think these thoughts. But if you take a moment and even close your eyes, soften your body, just tune into what you're actually feeling. Take a few breaths in the body, relax your shoulders. We'll try it again. It's hopeless. I'll never make it. I'm doomed. This makes no sense. I don't understand. I've tried everything. My doctors have failed me. Just feel the frequency. You don't have to make them your own. What is the frequency of those thoughts? Take a breath. Just feel how your body registers. Your body's a giant receptor, so it is going to show you. It's just information. Okay, now erase the chalkboard of that, and you're going to shift, right? What's happening in my body is okay. What if there are ways of being I haven't even considered yet that could allow all of this to resolve? What if I could stay open and curious and let in something new? So close your eyes, feel those thoughts. And I want you to feel, how does that register in your body? It's not about be positive. We're just going to come into a deeper space of presence, openness, and curiosity. So breathe. And you can even start to think, I wonder what else might be possible beyond what I've ever experienced before. Take a breath, let that in, welcome that thought, register that thought, feel the sensations, the emotions, the energy of that thought, and then same thing, heavy or light. And you can type it in the comments. Now, sometimes when we go to that second bit we just did, it's a higher frequency. Sometimes our system doesn't want to let it in. Like maybe we've been along a certain thread and those are brain patterns that we've had. So it's like uncomfortable to let in something new. Like, yeah, but it probably won't work for me. It'll trigger the negative thoughts. So just embrace that. Just welcome that. But I just want you to feel the quality of the thoughts. What if there's something higher that's possible? What if I could somehow open to let that in? What if that could let everything change for me? So feel your body, feel your cells, soften. It's always helpful to soften if you want to be more aware of what's going on in your body and what your body is registering. And then same thing, heavy, light. What is the quality of those thoughts? One of the really important things you want to realize is they're not just thoughts. You're not just like in that one moment triggering that little bit of lightness and then it really doesn't matter. What we've seen electromagnetically is once you begin to feel that new quality, that new vibration, this is an instant electromagnetic shift, meaning instantaneously. We can detect, if you had the equipment all set up, the shift in the vibration of the energy in your body, the energy your body is emitting. Because not only is your body a receptor, it is also a transmitter. We've seen that the body emits an energy field, right? So we've shown this to be detectable several feet out away from the body. And it correlates with the sum total of all of the thoughts you're having. Most of those thoughts are going to be unconscious. But as I have explained in the book, the great gift is that you don't have to be aware of like the billions of unconscious thoughts you're having in every moment, and you don't have to correct them. You can simply drop in to sense your emotional state, which is an electromagnetic vibrational state. And we're going to make some shifts. Okay, so these shifts that happen in the second scenario there aren't just like for that moment when you consciously have that thought or when you ignite a little bit of the cellular electromagnetic and chemical changes that go along with it. This has been shown to create neurologic change. Your brain and all of the pathways through your brain actually has neuroplasticity, meaning even though the neurons that fire together, wire together, and then you're sort of hardwired for depression or anxiety or negativity or, oh, I'm so helpless, it'll never work. You can change that. And when we get this electromagnetic shift, which is the first step, right? Just that little bit of a lightness. Maybe it feels like a hopefulness. Maybe it feels like a speeding up. That's the electromagnetic shift. The second thing that begins to happen is the chemical shift. This is actually significantly slower, meaning the transmission of neurologic signals, chemical messengers, which is super, super fast, like within seconds in your body, is actually significantly slower than that instantaneous electromagnetic shift. And let me back up with that because that might not make a lot of sense. What's electromagnetic? So just like electrical energy and magnetic current, like a battery, your body is also generating and emitting current. You're a giant battery. And so there's an electromagnetic field of the body. There's a polarity in the body of how energy flows. And it's a torus field, meaning, I'm gonna draw a picture of this. The energy comes up and out, circulating around your body. Super fascinating, really cool. You really don't need to understand this, but it can be a little bit helpful. And here's your body. Here's your torus field. So here's your body. And then the energy currents are up and around like a kind of a wellspring, a spurting up, coming down, coming around, and then generating up through your body. So the energy currents aren't just up and down. They're sort of circularly going out around you in all directions. So that's your electromagnetic body. Electromagnetic. This is the instantaneous shift, which as soon as you have that new thought, as soon as you open to, wait a minute, curiosity, there's going to be a shift in the electromagnetics. Now, the most powerful electromagnetic center in your body is, in fact, the heart. So, you get an EKG, which is an electrocardiogram. Cardiac, I know, is C, but it was created by a German doctor, so K. Anyway, the point is, you're not actually putting those electrodes on the heart muscle. You're putting them on the chest, so it's, inches away from the heart. You can actually detect that electromagnetic field even further out from the body. It doesn't have to physically touch the body. And so that emission, which is an electromagnetic signal, is an instantaneous shift. Okay, so as I was saying, the second thing, which is much slower, is that chemical shift, where now you begin to secrete those hormones, you begin to secrete neurotransmitters, you begin to secrete, sometimes it could be lots of inflammatory hormones. There's all different messengers communicating throughout the body, but they will coincide with the quality of those thoughts. Right? So it's either, oh no, it's never going to be okay. And your body goes into an inflammatory state, and your physical body, right? Then that's the third part, starts to respond. So tension, stress, maybe there's pain, headache, migraine, back pain, neck pain, fill in the blank. The other very significant thing that happens with this is the effect on your DNA. So we've seen that this electromagnetic shift that goes along with your thoughts and emotions, the chemical shifts that follow do in fact have a direct and profound effect on your DNA, meaning it can turn off the codons for disease and turn on the codons that keep you healthy, reversing aging, repairing the body, having vitality and energy, and actually change your DNA messaging. That's really powerful, you guys. There's no medicine that's been shown to do that. And a lot of people think the body's just static. You get what you get. Dad died at 60 from a heart attack. That's my genetics. That's probably going to happen to me. That is not true. That will only happen if you stay in the same consciousness that the family has been in. But you can change this, and it does begin with your thoughts. The other thing that's really important here is it's not just, I'm going to have these thoughts now, and then I need to keep practicing it over and over. As I mentioned, the brain has neuroplasticity. It will change the wiring and firing of your nervous system so that the brain, like a sponge, is beginning to drink it in. Oh, we're going to practice this now. And it will actually become automatic. You'll automatically be a more open, a more receptive, a more at peace individual, and your body will begin firing those higher frequency signals automatically. So it is so worth the practice, and it is so worth the commitment to making this change. It's sort of an exponential growth curve. In the beginning, it might be really, really hard. So you've got change over time. Okay, here we go. And this is the change. And this is time. Oh no, I did that wrong. This is change. And this is time. Okay, but you get the point. So over the course of time, how much change happens? In the beginning, nothing. I'm working so hard. I'm trying to change my thoughts. I don't think I'm seeing much change, right? Then it's like, all right, I'm getting a little bit of change. It can be really frustrating at this time, right? When you first start to do this. And I would recommend, I was gonna pick up my phone to show you. I'm on my phone. I will set an alarm on my phone for 3 times a day when I'm integrating something new. So you can do this, set your alarm for 3 times a day to sort of like shift, remind yourself. And we'll do this little exercise in a minute. But in the beginning, you think, well, I did all that and I got just a little change. You're thinking that it's a linear process, right? Meaning like it's just gonna continue in a straight line. It's not. It's an exponential growth curve, meaning you keep practicing this and you keep practicing this and you keep practicing this and you get to eventually an inflection point, right? Like right about here. Woo! Oh, there's way more change for just a little bit of effort, just a little bit of time, just a little bit. And then it's like, zoom, you get to another inflection point around here where it's like exponential growth. Woo! Taking off. That's why, as a physician, I have found this approach to be the most powerful way to get the physiology to shift in favor of health, vitality, well-being, repairing disease processes, because as I shared last week in the first video in this summer series, your body does have the ability to heal itself, and the wisdom you are sourced by has the intelligence to resolve every disease known to man. So you can let that in. And so the more you practice this, the more receptive you become to this new truth. And so that's the same thing. You're in this old space of like, well, I know that can't happen because I have X disease, and so therefore it's gonna be like this. You just gotta start to feel into, is that true? Can I absolutely know for completely certain beyond a doubt that that is absolutely true? Wonder what else might be possible. And that's why processes like Byron Katie's with that work, where you kind of do these questions like, can I absolutely know this is true? Helps you open the system, which is an electromagnetic shift, changes your brain, changes your perception, changes your physiology, just by opening, right? Just by curiosity, just by changing your thoughts. And so start to kind of question, wait a minute, what's actually true here? And with your affirmations, so this will be our practice, you can, and this is really what helped me heal, I would realize that when I felt the pain, when I felt the symptoms, I went into this dread. And there was so much heaviness and hopelessness. And it was because, as I paid attention, dropped into the body and became aware, I was thinking, oh no, I'm in trouble. I'll never get over this. My life will never work. It's going to ruin me, right? Those were the thoughts. No wonder I felt so heavy. That's when you want to shift it. So when you notice something's triggering you, or set your alarm 3 times a day to practice, and you can just simply think, I am a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator. What else is possible? So that's like a 2-part. It's an affirmation and a question, which is another tool in the book, is asking better questions. We'll get to that later. But really shifting your thoughts is such a powerful foundation to begin with. So I'm a powerful creator. What else is possible? Or any particular affirmation you really like, a question that you really like, plug it in there, let your alarm go off 3 times a day to have that shift. But the key, you've got to let yourself feel it. And that can take up to 17 seconds. So hold that new thought. cultivate the feeling that goes along with it. Let it in cellularly, like we did here today. Like, let it actually register. Ooh, that feels really light. That means you're igniting the chemical change, right? You're igniting that electromagnetic shift and you're igniting a chemical shift. That is where the molecules of emotion do their magic on your cells, do their magic on your DNA, do their magic on your brain, and ignite that neuroplastic shift, and you become a new body. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope this has been helpful. Again, this is episode 2 in our summer series, Back to Basics with Mind Body Medicine, and we're going over the foundations that I share in my book, The Mind Body Toolkit. If you would like to go deeper in this journey of igniting health, power, manifestation, really bringing your energy into your body to let it do its work, the Instant Elevation program has been designed just for this, to bring you into a deeper journey. There are audios with really powerful affirmations to change the brain, ignite that neuroplasticity, allow those electromagnetic shifts, and really begin to shift your physiology. There are also exercises, a bunch of them in there. They're short videos that bring you deeper into this mind-body mastery. That program is called the Instant Elevation. I love you guys. I will be back next week. We will have our MindBody TV 3 in our summer series and keep delving in deeper and deeper into this powerful potency that lives in you. I look forward to seeing you then.